Hey, how's everyone doing today? So in today's video, we're going to be looking at some of the darkest moments from Star Wars: The Clone Wars. But before we get started, remember to subscribe to stay up to date with everything going on here at the channel. Number 10, The Kiss of Death. I, for one, was not expecting this. A clone dying is something that we see in almost every episode of The Clone Wars, no matter how sad and painful each one is.
We're just clones, sir. We're meant to be expendable.
Not to me.
But this death was brutal. Not only did Ventress kill an ARC trooper, but the kiss afterwards. It just added a darker tone. To me, it felt like Ventress was saying, I can take your life. I can take whatever I want. Plus, the look of absolute panic on Colt's face right before he's impaled really expressed just how trapped and hopeless that situation was. Number 9, a little off the top.
There will be more innocent blood on your hands, Kenobi, unless you come here. Face me. Come alone, and if you do not, this world will burn.
While this scene is short, it serves its purpose by reminding us that Darth Maul is pure evil. After Obi-Wan Kenobi cut the ZABRAK in two and left him for dead on Naboo, Maul has thought of nothing else but getting his revenge on the Jedi Master. And what better way to get the attention of the Jedi than by slaughtering the innocent? Even though the actual scene was only for a few seconds, the fact that it was a farming community filled with not only men, but women and children too, no, not that one, made it all the more sinister. Maul wasn't messing around, and the execution style of innocent civilians let not only Obi-Wan know, but also the audience know just how serious he was. Number 8, no means no.
Clovis, no.
Get away from her.
Anakin, no!
Okay, so this scene makes the list not only because it shows Anakin's dark side coming out, but just because of how long it is. Most of these dark moments are only a couple of seconds, where if you blink or you're distracted, you'll miss it entirely. But here we see Anakin just wailing on Clovis, even with Padme begging him to stop. Clovis was obviously no match for Anakin, and he got his butt handed to him. I guess the moral of the story is, don't mess with Padme. You better watch out, Bad Batch.
Yeah, she can negotiate with me anytime.
Number 7, Jedi would make great therapists.
I won't.
And you will take us.
Now! I will take you. No! Get out of my head!
I have always seen Jedi as healers, people who could use the Force to help heal broken minds. But in this scene, we see Jedi doing the exact opposite, using the Force to torture the mind of a defenseless prisoner. Now, I know the reason for this is because Cad Bane had stolen Force-sensitive children, which isn't any different from what the Jedi do, but that's a different discussion. But still, in this situation, Cad Bane was defenseless. I think Ahsoka's reaction to the Force technique really puts it into perspective. Ahsoka in this scene, I feel, represents the audience, and we were shocked, just like she was, to see such a dark power used by the Jedi. Number 6, ZABRAK got your throat?
Brother, please! You big weakling!
Savage Opress is one of my favorite characters in the Clone Wars. I love the way that he was used and how he went from this loyal knight brother to a mindless, vicious monster. He lost his self-identity and became a slave to the dark side. This was made clear by the fact that after he was enchanted with, the Night Sister's magics, he willingly killed his own brother, someone he had given his life to protect. The fact that his brother called out his name, begging for him to stop, and this only infuriates Savage even more, showed that his former self was truly gone. Number 5, a heavy price for victory.
Do we take prisoners?
I don't.
One of my favorite episodes of all time. In the episode Rookies, we are introduced to some of the clones whom we will follow throughout the war, like Echo and Fives. Another one of these is Heavy. I remember watching this one for the first time and loving every minute of it. It was great to see the clones on the ground and in action. not to mention Heavy mowing down droids with the repeater.
Didn't say please.
However, at the very end of the episode, with no other options left, Heavy sacrifices himself in order to save his brothers and his home planet of Kamino. I remember thinking, did he just suicide bomb himself? It was an unexpected move. It was too aggressive. Especially for the first season of a kid's show, but he did what he had to do. It was this act that not only saved the day, but also set the tone for the series and let us know that this show wasn't always going to be sunshine and rainbows. Number 4. ZABRAK Panic Attack.
Let me go. Let me die. You're all going to burn. We're all going to die. You don't know what you're doing.
The whole Siege of Mandalore arc is incredibly entertaining and is probably the darkest story arc in the entire Clone Wars. I could honestly do a top 10 darkest moments video just about those few episodes alone. However, the scene where Maul is screaming about how they're all going to die, how they're all going to burn, basically sums up the fall of the Republic. It's a haunting scene where the audience is just hoping that the clones and Ahsoka will just stop and listen to him. It is a moment of complete panic where Maul is wishing for death rather than seeing what is about to come. It plays perfectly into the arc and really sets the stage for Order 66. Number 3. Things Keep on Rolling.
Only the strongest shall rule.
One of my favorite scenes in the entire series. The Darksaber, an epic battle for the fate of Mandalore, it's all awesome. However, what makes this moment so dark is that on a kid's show, we saw someone get decapitated. I mean, he could have force choked him, we've seen that like 100 times, or just like ran him through with his lightsaber. But no, he went for decapitation. Brutal, and I loved every second of it. Number 2. Heartbreak for the Heartbreaker.
But I will make you share my pain, Kenobi.
This one hits hard for me whenever I watch it. We always think that Obi-Wan Kenobi was this perfect example of what the Jedi should be, but we can see that with Satine, he too was prone to attachments. We knew that Obi-Wan loved Satine, and the fact that they had been building this relationship up since, like, the first season, made the death even darker. Maul didn't want to kill Obi-Wan. He felt that death was too good for him. No, he wanted him to suffer as he had suffered, and he chose the best way to do that. I mean, killing a well-known character in front of someone that loved her is usually something that is reserved for other shows geared toward a more mature audience. Number 1. Did that really just happen? I honestly can't believe that we saw someone tortured and electrocuted to death. I thought a long time about where to put this scene, and I just couldn't put it any lower than 1. I mean, we literally saw Cad Bane torture someone to death for like a full minute. It was absolutely dark, and I remember kind of sitting there for the first time and thinking, oh my gosh, this is actually happening? Another reason that I put this as number 1 is because it didn't add to the story. All the other dark moments, more or less, served a purpose in the storytelling. They show something happening. But Master Rapal's death wasn't integral to the story. Yes, it showed us that Cad Bane was serious and that he was supposed to be a villain, but they could have killed him some other way than torturing him. They could have even done it off screen. So the absolute brutality of this murder and how it was unnecessary, and especially how long it was shown on screen, make this, in my opinion, the darkest moment in Star Wars: The Clone Wars. And that's it for today's video. I hope you guys liked the list. Again, this is just my opinion, and I know that there are other moments in the Clone Wars that you guys may feel deserve to be higher or lower on the list, and honestly, that's great. Let me know in the comments what your favorite dark moments from the Clone Wars are. It's a great show, and even though they say it's for kids, it's really for all of us. Also, remember to like the video, and if you haven't already, subscribed, as the channel is still very young and every little bit helps. And remember to forever be a Star Wars fan.